Hello.
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Well, I guess it depends where you are. Tufi, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to This Week in Hypercycle, October 3rd edition.
Bonjour.
How's it?
Right.
Can you tell us where you are, or is it are you on a secret mission?
Yes. Bon après-midi. Yeah, no, I can. In fact, I can show you. For those that they don't know what this is the fountain in Geneva. So you can see it. I'm not sure if you can see it from there. Can you?
Cool. Yeah, it's a little granular,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah. I mean, Geneva now had a couple of great meetings, which I am quite certain the entire community would be super pleased to hear about the progress of that coming in December. So, but now let's focus on what's happening right now, because
Well,
I'm
right now
excited to tell you all about it.
The question we get over and over and over, and I kind of hang out in the chats and I kind of bang around, and we get over and over, what can people expect in and around the 15th of October from you guys? Because we've got people asking about splitting the node licenses. They're questioning about mirroring their tokens, and everybody wants to know what's going on with the AI box.
Yeah. Well, first let's say that what we have promised last week. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
You can? Okay, cool. What we've promised last week that we'll have it done for this week, that is done. We've got that audit. We've got the minting of those licenses done on Ethereum. It's the stuff that people got on ADA, we will be able to provide them with an exchange so they can get it on ETH. Of course, some people, they might say, well, I got it on ADA, I want to keep it on ADA. By all means, you can. What you have on ADA can enable you to marry it to a token, no problem with that. The reason why we did it on ETH is because the most of the demand of people, they want it to be on ETH. So we're like, okay, fine, we give it to you on ETH. So that means the actual split of that license is doable on ETH, and therefore people, they can actually have that done accordingly. Hey, thank you. Oh, it's correct. That's it. Sorry, I'm just getting my bag here. On the way to the airport picking up stuff, so I apologize. But yeah, we can keep going. So on October 15th, what do people expect? Well, on top of all, not only we're having the ability for people to split and marry their licenses and the tokens, we also have that Hyper AI box being sent out. So we already got 6 of them, the alpha, I should say, but the beta should be coming next. So
we have I noticed a couple people were asking about specs so that they could run potentially on their own equipment. Is Hypercycle going to put out, hopefully in the near future, some kind of specifications for computers that would be functional?
Yes. So you remember when we said that people, they can have that plug and play by themselves in 18 months, and a few weeks ago with the what's on Hypercycle, I did tell folks it's looking like we're ahead of schedule. We'll be able to do this in about 9 months. So that's still coming in 9 months, but it would still require people to know their stuff. Remember, we're B2B, so when we say, hey, you can install it and run it on your own, we would hope that people, they're a bit more tech savvy. So otherwise you might end up with a situation where you might have some hardware that is not being utilized properly. For example, if you end up like buying a hardware that is super high in RAM, but you opt in to get some AI that run on it that doesn't utilize that RAM, so you have like an opportunity cost, right? It's like you spent like $10,000 extra on RAM, but you're not utilizing them, or $100,000 on GPUs, and you could actually spend $250,000 on GPUs on a computer, but if you're gonna run AI that's not gonna utilize them, perhaps is not the best idea. Um, so the answer is yes, that's still coming, and we are going to be ahead of schedule. It's not going to be 18 months, probably going to be 9 months. So we're looking around January, February, when we can give people the ability to, they can run it themselves on any hardware. Until then, they're going to require a lot of hand holding still. So, and that's
Well,
what we've been
it
doing for the
still
last
would
while.
be before compute rolls out. So actually that would be good for a lot of people. They could be tilling on other equipment. They could be tilling on an AI box, Hyper AI box, and then they could get their own
Right.
equipment once they get the specifications pre-compute. So pre-March or April or whatever. So that would still be good.
Right. It would be absolutely good. The Hyper AI box would be, they will be tilling like by the end of this month on the Hyper AI box. But if they want to till on, do tilling on some random computer that we don't know about, they just want to take the stuff and install it and run it. And this is the plug and play that we feel that it will be a lot less than 18 months. Would be about like, 9 months from May 8th. So yeah, we're super excited about that.
So on the 15th, will people have the ability on or around the 15th to split the nodes? We think that's going to happen. And then tilling, yes. Would they, at that point, when they've married their tokens to their nodes, would they need to then point to HyperPG or Hyperpool to officially be tilling?
Yeah. So on the 15th, if they have done the splitting and they want to enable someone who's got the hardware to do that, they can do it. If they want to do it themselves, they would require a little bit more hand holding, unless they have the Hyper AI box. If they have the Hyper AI box, it will be pre-configured. They can just like turn it on. What they must do on that one is configure their key. Their private key, they must do that. We can do that for them. No, they should not accept anyone to do that for them. People, they should have to configure their own keys, because you have your keys, and that's when you'll be able to, because this thing is running computation, selling the computation, and earning money, right?
So let me ask then, oh, it looks like we got kind of a freeze screen there. Let me give it a second to bring him back. We're checking in. This is the tougher side of doing a show internationally. Did we get you back? I hear like little clicks. There we go. You're back.
I lost you.
I can see you. Can you see me? We're here. We're alive. It will, I'm sure. We'll try it again. This is where you need like some nice interlude music, or like the little dancing animals come by and tell you to go buy snacks at the snack bar. So yeah, basically what I'm gonna ask is if the software to split the nodes will be easy enough to utilize for everyone. Will they kind of log in and do that, or kind of what that's going to look like? And at any moment, Tito, we will see. Actually, I can write that down as a question. Yeah, live TV, man. People need to do exactly on the 15th. Split their nodes. All right, let's see if we can get him back. That's the thing with, yeah. I mean, he's in Geneva. We're in Los Angeles. There we go. We should be good to go. Let's see. All right, we got you back.
Sorry,
no worries.
about that.
Okay, so I streamlined the question. So what exactly will people need to do on the 15th to split their nodes then marry their nodes. And then I guess for those that have ordered the AI box, they'll just wait. And when the AI boxes land, they will get them. I guess over the next week or so, people will be able to make like formal orders for those Hyper AI boxes. Is that fair to say?
Yep, yeah, and a lot of people, they already start putting their names, so they can have a list, and that would be great. For the Hyper AI box, uh, they can buy the hardware, or they can, if they don't want to buy the hardware, they can apply to see if somebody wants to sponsor the hardware, because there are a lot of people that they want to buy a bunch of those hardware, and they've already opted in saying like, I want to buy like 20 of those hardware if people they want to, as long as they install them in their homes and run them the entire time, then we have a contract with them. So, but so far, people, they're just like opting in to buy them, because they're anywhere between $1,200 to $2,000 for the hardware. Um, Now, what do people can do? They can have the license. You can have the license down, split to the smallest license. You know how you can have the master license 512 right now? If you can split it down to 512 different pieces, and like what we talked about last week, when you can have it like a binary sequence of those, you can have like two of them, 4, 8, 16, so on and so forth. So if you want to have a single one of them, and you want to take that one and marry it to tokens, you can do that. It would require 1024 tokens. And when you do that, you can have the two ready to be installed on any machine that it has the proper configuration, such as the Hyper AI box. So Hyper AI box already has that, and then you can say, here, you've got the Hyper AI box, I want to give you those, and then you can have the rev share. What we are providing with HyperPG on top of that is that ERC 1155 that we talked about last week. So rather than having this to be kind of like not uh, not a solid thing that you can carry, that marriage, you'll be able to put it in an ERC 1155. And that ERC 1155 will have two tokens under it. Why does it have two tokens under it? Because sometimes you're not the only owner. Sometimes there's like 500 other owners. Sometimes you have 50 owners. Sometimes it's a business that you're running. You have like 512 nodes. Each one of those nodes can scale to be 1,024 computers. That entire operation could be like, $1 million now, it could be $10 million down the road. That maybe you don't want to be the only owner of that. So it gives you the ability to have the two separation. One, we're calling it the R for token, and then the other one is the wealth creation. I think so far we're calling it the W and the R, but if the naming changed, that's not going to be a big deal. We can share with folks. But effectively, under the wealth creation,
It cut out there right at the point where you said wealth creation, right where everybody started to salivate.
Based on
We'll wait for him to jump back. Geneva, the spottiest place for internet.
Nick, I apologize. This keeps getting cut off. Is this going to be stitched again, or do you want me to find a quiet location in the airport to redo it?
I think people will be okay. We just lost you right at wealth generation. So there's the two tokens right now, R and W, and the names might change, but there's going to be two tokens underneath the main token.
Basically, when you marry those two together, how do you hold them? Who holds that marriage certificate? It's an ERC 1155.
Okay.
Under that marriage certificate, you can have, let's say 1 million ERC 20 that owns it. That it's called the wealth creation, and you can have, let's say, 100,000 from the revenue. What does that mean? Because the revenue can be split. You know how we said that, like, you own this and you want to give it to somebody who's got hardware. who's going to manage this? You're going to call that person every day, or you want it to go
Right.
automated? That's what it enables, the automation.
Mm.
Brilliant, right? You put it there, it's the revenue comes into it, comes into the
And then
1155
splits out.
and gets split automatically. Yeah.
So then
They
will
can't
there
manipulate it.
on the 15th, basically, will a regular person be able to go and click some buttons on or around the 15th to actually split the nodes and then click some buttons to marry the tokens to the nodes?
They can be so the split, yes, the marriage, yes, the assignment into machine like the Hyper AI box, yes. The one thing that don't want to commit is the audit of the ERC 1155. If
Mm.
that it will be ready. I know that the code will be ready. Will the audit be ready? What that means, that can you actually take that and give it to someone else to manage it and do all that? Maybe that needs until the audit comes back, and then. But it's precisely, it will be doing exactly what I've just described. Extremely powerful, you know.
Where will
Uh,
Tufi, where will people go to do this? Will they go to hypercycle.ai? Will there be a DApp or a portal created for people?
it's so all of those pools are being created with HyperPG that is creating the pools. So they're calling them Hyperpools. So they're going to be like Hyperpools. It will probably have all of those pools like in one place, because right now they're all over the place. We're even, confusing where to send people, whether they're having their tokens in the pool or the licenses in the pool, and then they run the hardware and so on and so forth. I think Hyperpools would be a great thing. And then so far, given that HyperPG has been taking that initiative to build that, it is not just HyperPG. Anybody tomorrow, can somebody would give me a call saying like, I've got developers, I've got all kind of stuff, I want to partake in Hyperpools. By all means, you can build all kind of pools and put them as part of that. So I think we want to have a place where it's like Hyperpools, where it can have all of those pools that people can go there and see them and choose which pool is suitable to them. It's more like a management console. Think about it this way. It can
So
send them
is
to
that where they will go? So like somebody who purchased some node licenses and they want to split let's say they have 8 nodes. So they want to split those 8. They want to take their 8 and they want to marry tokens. Where would they go to do that?
I'm thinking hyper pools will be the place right now. Right now, if I get hit by a truck and there is no such thing as hyper pools, it would remain the actual the HyperPG.io. This is where people go. This is where all the dApps are being built for those things.
Okay. So the
Uh,
dApps and
yeah,
things will be at HyperPG.
correct.
Okay.
But if we have a better name that people, they're saying, why don't you put everything under Hyperpools? So we might have that, and we'll announce it by the October 15th. So yeah, that's the latest and greatest here. And of course, all the evolution of things that are happening today. There are more things that we can talk about them a little bit later, but they're exciting stuff.
Well, what we may do, since there's a lot of information coming, maybe I'll just say that we might have more than just one more this week in Hypercycle before we get to the 15th. Perhaps maybe we go to the 6-day work week instead of the 7-day week. Maybe you and I have the 6-day week like you were talking about.
Dude, that would be awesome. Imagine that, right? It's like look at this this project. They've been pushing the boundaries of, like, they say they're gonna deliver on that date, and then they get things a little bit sooner. But how are they doing it internally? And maybe we can just like say it, disclose it to the world. We have a 6-day week. It's like you need something that's gonna finish in 1 week. Then you in 6 days we start doing those what's on Hypercycle. So like next this week on Hypercycle, next week should be like Monday, and then the week
Yeah.
after Sunday, the week
Sunday. Yep.
after Saturday. Yeah. So that would be super cool.
Well, we're gonna lead everybody into the 15th with a lot more information, and the only time we won't have information is if we're sleeping. Otherwise, we'll have something for you.
Right. Actually, for the very first time, if somebody's ever listening to us in the boat, for the very first time, you and I, we had our sleep cycles it didn't connect yesterday because we were trying to get to each other, right? Before I went to a few sleep cycles. By the time I woke up, you went to a few sleep cycles, and then we missed each other for the longest period. It was like, what, 9 hours? Wow, we haven't heard from you. It was like 4.5, I guess. That's what happened, right? So yeah,
Right
cool.
when Tufi
All right.
was ready, I was like, I'm out.
Right.
There's
Right.
there's a lot going on. A lot of people are excited, as they should be. So just to recap, Hyper AI boxes are going to start shipping about the 15th. If you
Right.
want more information, they'll be over the next several days. We're going to be putting out a lot of information so that everybody knows exactly where to go. If you're interested in the box, there'll be easy ways. You can go to Node Market and you can click on shop. You'll see the Hyper AI box. There's all sorts of ways to get on the list. If you go into the chats, any of the Telegram groups, and especially if you ask for Matt, who's one of the admins, you can find your way to getting on the list for the Hyper AI box there. But those will start shipping the 15th. And then beyond that, you'll be able to marry your tokens to nodes. You'll be able to split your nodes. All of this stuff will be available. And currently, it's likely that will all be at HyperPG. And if there's any changes to that, then we will release all that information. Otherwise, we will do this again in about 6 days.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nick. Looking forward next 6 days, and I will be updating people that on the tokenomics. Some people thought that there's some changes. There's no changes in the tokenomics. All right. Be well.
Talk soon.
Take care.
See you guys.
Bye.
Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university-level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.